media. We're going to get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru, Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, Brad Francis with us. Nick Menken with us. We got Ryan Bitler, as well as Jay Briggs. We have Wayne Scott, Ninos, and Rod Zawacky. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Ninos, Briggs, Francis, Scott, Bitler, Zawacky, Menken, and I will close this one out. All right. We got, a couple on the board from the NBA tonight, one NHL, and still 14 games on the board from Major League Baseball. Cubs with a win here in the opener of the afternoon game today, 4-1. So let's get this one underway. Welcome in Al Ninos, so catch him over at Pick Dog Screen. We'll bring in Al in right now. Al, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm sorry if my internet's choppy. It's sounding a little choppy on my end, but I hope you can hear me clear.
We can hear you pretty clear on this end. All right, you're looking here at tonight on this one between the White Sox and Reds. The Reds going to be favored here at home. We're showing here minus 110 with their man Hunter Green on the hill against Lynn. Total sits here at 9.
Yeah, the White Sox, I think we're getting a real good price on them here. They've had a real rough start to their season, but, they've dealt with some injuries. Tim Anderson's been out for a while now. He's been back for the last 3 games. He didn't start the last one, but came in to pinch hit later on. And starting for them, they have Lance Lynn. If you look at these two pitchers starting their numbers, you'll see Hunter Green's got much better numbers, at least a much better ERA. His WHIP is pretty up there though, and I think that's gonna come back to hurt his ERA sooner or later, and possibly sooner rather than later. I think these White Sox get to him a little bit tonight, as I said, with Anderson back in the lineup. Not having your leadoff batter can really hurt your offense. I mean, it's definitely a guy you want in your lineup, and I think they get it going with him. They've won 3 of their last 4 now. They won that last one against the Rays. Now, Lance Lynn had I mentioned his horrible numbers, but he was looking real good in his last outing against the Rays. He had a shutout going through 6 innings, but they no hitter actually going through 6 innings, and they did get to him in the 7th though. And unfortunately got rolling in the 7th, so they couldn't secure that win. But again, as I said, doing pretty well lately, winning 3 of their last 4, and I think going up against a Reds team that has the better record, but not doing particularly great. These White Sox pitchers have been vulnerable to the home runs, but again, going up against the lineup that doesn't hit too many of those either. So I think Lance Lynn has a pretty decent outing here and leads his team to the win.
All right, Ninos here on the White Sox here. Minus 102 on the road here against the Reds. Yeah, Reds always, these teams are always a little risky to follow. Although Hunter Green, definitely a pitcher that had his issues last year, a lot of control issues, but this year he just seems to be, so far, has seemed to be getting it together here over his past 3 starts. He has allowed just one earned run, but I will say he only pitched 3 innings against Tampa, and of course the rest was against Oakland. And of course Pittsburgh, a pretty good team there, but got no run support.
Yeah, also another thing I failed to mention was that the Reds have had the much easier schedule too. I think the White Sox had a pretty tough schedule leading up to this game, and I think they should take advantage of this series to start fixing their record up a little bit. And again, that goes same thing goes for these starting pitchers. Not that Hunter Green's faced easy lineups as all his outings, but he did face the Athletics, and Lance Lynn hasn't. So, that's just a big age right there, just that matchup alone. And overall as well, I think, again, the Reds had the easier schedule up to this point. I don't know. I think the White Sox need to turn their season around, and I think it starts right here.
All right, Ninos here on White Sox minus 102 against the Twins. This one have a start time, 6:40 Eastern time. Right now, Ninos. Let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, as we mentioned, good results here in Major League Baseball for the year. 14 games on the board for Major League Baseball. Action 2 on the board in NBA with a single on the ice. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, just my $19 play in the MLB today. Having a quiet day today, but I do like this play quite a bit. So if you want to check that out, and if not, grab a long-term pass, and should have a bit more action tomorrow and over the weekend.
Over the weekend, indeed. Get on board with Ninos over at Pick Dogs. You see the good results from L that he's putting together right now over on the site. 369 units of profit. MLB also coming off the past 7 days showing profit. MLB Grand Slam up there. A single play. That $19 premium is up there from L. But of course, the long-term pass will serve you well. That 3-day pass is very good here as well. Again, all of L's for 3 days. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday here. It's great for the weekend. All of L's premium plays. Remember, we got these big cards in Major League Baseball, 15 games Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as well as NBA and NHL action. So get on board with that. Pick it's a promo code. You'll save 15% off at checkout. All right, El Ninos, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week. But I know you always contribute as well to the weekend shows.
That's right. I'll do my best to be on there both tomorrow and Sunday, 10 a.m. with Mitch and, again, some of the scalpers you see on the drive-thru.
You got it. All right, El Ninos here on the drive-thru. All right, we'll talk with you next week.
All right, have a good one, Tom.
And El Ninos here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on with the coverage. Next up, Jay Briggs. We'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Bring him in right now. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening?
Going great. All right, here we go. Tonight, a team near and dear to you here. You've seen them in action. You've got the cap on. It's the Texas Rangers here on the road facing the Angels here. The Angels favored here, minus 137, total 9.5.
Yes, sir. Two teams that have had, decent starts to their season. The Rangers for sure. They are on the road in this one. And I'm going to take a shot with them on the money line. I think their bats is going to be the key to this game. When we go look at it, Tyler Anderson, man, I have not liked what I've seen from him to begin his season. He got cranked his last few games, I'll take that back. Against Milwaukee, he went 6 innings, 5 hits, gave up 1 run. But before that, Kansas City gave him a hard time. He gave up 5 runs to them, 6 runs to Boston, 5 runs to Toronto. The way the Rangers are hitting right now, I expect them to get to Tyler Anderson as well. On the other side, for the Rangers, we got Dane Dunning on the mound. He hasn't gone too deep into games. He's only gone like 3-2 innings in most of his games. But while in there, I've liked what I've seen from him. I do have some concerns about the Rangers bullpen. That has been our weakness this season, but I do think our bats do enough to lead us to the win, man. And the Rangers get to Tyler Anderson enough to take the Rangers on the money line in this one, as I think they win the game.
All right, Jay says go ahead with the Rangers here. The money line plus 122 here against the Rangers. Hard to argue that one because Anderson's had his issue. Biggest issue with Anderson is the contact, but a 15% strikeout rate, which means there'll be a lot of bats on balls here by Texas. Texas is a pretty good lineup. Now, Dunning's one of those pitchers where, the reason he's in the bullpen and not a starter because he pitched over his career. He's pitched well at home, but he has just been a total fade on the road. And I got to think, Jay, in this one, you probably don't want Dunning to see the lineup more than once here.
Yeah, and I don't think he will. Like I said, most games this season, he's only gone 2-3 innings. And I think if we see a good first at-bat through for him, that should be 2 to 3 innings, his usual go-through. So I think he has a decent outing. I do worry about him a little bit on the road. That's why I did just miss the premium area. But I still like it enough to take the Rangers here today on the money line. I'm betting it. I think they do get it done down there in Los Angeles.
All right. We got Jay here. Rangers plus 122 here against the Angels. This one have a start time here, 9:38 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, great results from Jay here over the last 30 days. 571 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. From Jay, you can verify those numbers. Just go down to the pick history there. You'll see all the plays there. They're up on the board. All right, Jay, we got 14 on the board for Major League Baseball. Couple from the NBA tonight. Some interesting games here in the second round of the playoffs, as well as that single on the ice. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I just have one play for sale today. It's my favorite play on the board. It's my $19 NBA Jam Session play. We've hit 6 of our last 8 on that play. Had a really good week in the NBA. Trying to keep it rolling. You can scoop it up, $19. Link in the description. Hop on some long term, as we do have a great weekend of sports as well. I have a 3-day money making 3-pack up there for you guys. 3-day weekend pack. You can hop on that. You get every play that I release throughout the weekend. We got a nice schedule of baseball tomorrow, 2 NBA games, and then the same thing the next day. So I will have more plays in there for you guys this weekend. Hop on some long term, and let's continue making money here at Big Dog.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dog Premium. Great results the last 3 days. Jay's been hot, so get on board. Here on a Friday, a very popular seller is the 3-day All Sports Pass. Get the weekend plays here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from Jay. All his premium plays for that period of time. 15 game cards here in Major League Baseball. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got our NBA and NHL action for the weekend. So get on board. 3-day pass. Pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off at checkout. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you next week. Let everybody know what your plans are. We know we can catch you now in the morning shows during the weekend, but of course that NBA Jam session, you do the morning drop. And how does it look here for the weekend for the live show?
Yes, sir. So the live show should be going on this weekend. Tomorrow, as I look at it, first game's at 2:30. So the same thing we did last weekend. We just moved it up an hour earlier. So probably be at 2 Central my time, so 3 Eastern time is when I'll be live with the live show right before Knicks Heat kickoff. I should have a guest and we run through that NBA card one more time. And of course, I'm going to drop in the morning per usual as I try to cook up the NBA playoffs and try to stay red hot.
Red hot indeed, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications so when Jay drops that video in NBA, you're there and you're live with them with that live show to get the best numbers. All right, Jay, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you here next week.
Yes, sir. Tony T, man. Let's make some money this weekend. I'll see you on Monday.
You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. We'll continue on. See a lot of people sign in right now. If you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, back from his vacation, is Brad Francis. You'll catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. We'll bring him in right now. Ready to roll here with Brad. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? How we doing today?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight. We're going to the NBA here at 7:30 Eastern time. Game 3 of this series between the Celtics and the 76ers. We see the Celtics, the road favorite here, 2.5, total 215.
Yeah, I'm looking at the total here, and I'm liking the over. I mean, with the spread at this number, I think we do see a close game, and I think we see a game similar to Game 1 where 234 points were scored. The Celtics are the leading team in the playoffs when it comes to points per game, averaging around 120 points. And if the Sixers want to win, I mean, they're going to have to keep up with this offensive firepower from the Celtics. I think Game 2 was somewhat of a fluke. I can't see the Sixers playing that bad again. So I think they can come out, play some aggressive basketball, and put a little more focus on the offensive end. So give me the over here. I think this number's a little too low.
All right, Brad says go over here, 76ers and Celtics here, over 215. Yeah, this one to me was a little bit of a head scratcher because again, in that Brooklyn Nets series, that was a really slow pace there in Philadelphia, about 90 and a half possessions per 48 minutes. But when the Celtics went on the road to Atlanta, they were running up and down the court. It was a super fast pace. So I think, like I said, one thing to note here, the Celtics, they are shooting the ball pretty well in these playoffs. That's the one key you have in there. They are the best shooting team in the playoffs, 51% from the floor, 40% from three. They're scoring about 120 points per 100 possession overall. And even their road numbers offensively were very good in that Atlanta series, averaging 123 points per 100 possessions in those fast-paced games in Atlanta.
Exactly, yeah. And I feel like Vegas, I mean, they saw that Game 2 where not a lot of points were scored, and I think this is just a bit of an overcorrection here. So, yeah, I think this is a great spot to hit the over.
All right, we got Brad here, 76ers and Celtics over 215. This one have a start time, 7:30 Eastern time. This one is over on ESPN for tonight. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Still 14 games on the board for Major League Baseball, 2 from on the hardwood, 1 on the ice. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I got my best 3 plays of the day up there, $50 for all 3. I got two plays in the NBA. I got to play for each game, and then I have my best play in the MLB. So loving today's slate. Go check that out. But, of course, the 3-day, 7-day, 30 days where the value's at. You got some big UFC fights going on tomorrow, so I'll definitely have some plays up for that as well as all other sports. So be sure to check out the long duration passes as well.
That's right, guys. Got board with Brad Francis over at Pick Dogs. Come off a pretty good day yesterday, showing profit the last 30 days. Fired up 3-pack on the board here from Brad. Of course, the long-term passes. I know on Friday, the 3-day passes are a great seller here because that's 3 days. You got Friday, Saturday, Sunday action from Brad. Remember, we have 15 game cards from Major League Baseball Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the NBA and NHL playoffs, and of course the UFC with that big pay-per-view UFC 288. A lot of fight cards there. You got ESPN Plus and ESPN Prelims and the main event on the pay-per-view, guys. So go ahead and get signed up. Pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. It's even greater value there. All right, Brad, as always, great having you on the show. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week. Are you and Brad? Are you and Mills going to do a UFC show tomorrow?
Yep. Yeah, we're back tomorrow, so be sure to look out for that sometime after the morning show. So
right.
we'll be back out giving some UFC picks.
Get those UFC picks from Brad and Mills right after the morning show, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications so when Brad and Mills are on, you're on with them to get those plays, and make sure you get the plays in real time to get the best numbers, because these numbers really move on fight night as we get close to the fight. And when is the weigh-in?
The weigh-ins were today, so
okay.
Fighters are all weighed in. So yeah, now all they got to do is fight.
All right, no cancellations, none of this. Okay, so everything's ready to roll. So ready to roll with the fight card tomorrow. All right, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Have a good weekend, all right?
You got it. Brad Francis here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on with our show. We're going to talk NBA, continue this with our NBA discussions and picks with Wayne Scott. You'll catch him over at Pick Dog Spring. We'll bring in Wayne in right now. Let's get him in right now. Ready to talk some NBA. Game 2 of this big doubleheader. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog fam?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go tonight. Game 3 of this series, Nuggets and the Suns. The Suns sitting here favored at not laying 4 points. If you like to play money lines, you can see the money line spreads there as well. Total sits 225.
Yes, sir. We seen last time Phoenix struggle offensively last time out when they were playing Denver at Denver. Denver put the clamps on them. The Denver team, the 8th in defense and points allowed. They're 3rd in 3-point defense, and they're a long team. You got Michael Porter, very long contest shots. We got Gordon, quick foot, long contest shot. We even got Jokic, not known to be the best defender, a little slow foot, but he's still contest shots. Caldwell Pope, great defender, contest shots. So this Denver team is pretty good defensively, and we seen that last game. And we got the Phoenix Suns here. They're coming home down 2-0, desperation mode. They don't want to go down 0-3. This Phoenix team, they play well at home. We don't talk about that a lot. They're 30-14, and they bring the defense at home. They play way better defense at home. And this Phoenix team is 6th in points allowed. And they're long as well, good defenders with Durant, Damian Lee, and my guy Aaron Aiden. Yeah, I'm sorry. My guy Aiden, and I know we both teams, we glamor a lot over the offensive star powers they have, but both of these teams are really defensively built. We've seen both of these benches struggle to score, and a lot of them been coming off the bench and having to guard the better players. My guy Brown from the Nuggets, he's been coming off and having to guard Booker, Payne, and Biyombo having to come off and guard the star player. Their role is really to get the ball to the star player and be ready to hit the shot. So not a lot of offense for them, a lot of defense from them. We see Booker coming in a point guard role. He's done good in this scenario. He's a way better defender than Chris Paul. He should be able to contest Murray. Damian Lee, good defender. We see the refs letting them play. We also see if this game is close, it might be susceptible to fouls, but there's a good lead. There's not been a lot of garbage time points in this playoffs. They've been letting the clock run down, and I like the under in this.
All right, we got Wayne here says go under in this one here between the Nuggets and the Suns. Of course, the headline here in this one is the fact that Chris Paul will be out here with this groin injury. Of course, playoff basketball different than regular season basketball, but we all remember when Paul went down, the Suns' defense was not very good.
Yeah, I do remember that. Paul went down for a little while, but they didn't have Durant, and they didn't have a couple other defensive players that they have now. And when these games in the last 5 games, 3 of them have went under. And the last one that went under last game, the total was 229 and went under by 45-point margin. The time it went under before that, it was in Phoenix, and it went under by 30-point margin. I don't think it's going to go way under like that, but I do think it's going to be like first to 105 type game, and I just think 126, 125 is too high. So I'll take the under in this one.
All right, we got Wayne here. Suns Nuggets under total here of 224.5. Or 225, as we are seeing the line start to move around here. So, of course, shop, get the best numbers as we get closer and closer to game time. 215, right? I'm sorry, yes, 225, the sharpest book in the world. There are a lot of 224s and halves out there. Go ahead and find the best number. This one to start here, 10 Eastern time. ESPN. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action. showing good results over the past 7 days from Wayne. Great results, 477 units of profit. All right, Wayne, we got still 14 games on the board for Major League Baseball. Those 2 on the NBA, 1 on the ice. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
At Pick Dogs today, I have a bet in both NBA games and 3 bets in the MLB. I have my 3 bets in the MLB all in the 3-pack. I have my best bet in the NBA in the individual and my best bet in the MLB in the individual. I've been rolling. You guys can pair me up with one of these fine handicappers with our 2-for-1 handicapper special. If not, grab some long term, 3-day, 7-day, monthly, and let's continue to cash.
Continue to cash here with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here, 477 units of profit last 7 days, a 3-pack on the board here from Wayne as well. Individual plays up there as well. You can get on board. Of course, we've talked about the long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. You get all of Wayne's premium plays for that time period you select. You go to his handicapper page and make that purchase. Pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you on the show. To you, that success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But you also contribute to the weekend shows.
Yes, sir. I'll be on there with Mitch, giving out a good bet for y'all and getting ready to cash and continue on running it up this month.
You got it. All right, Wayne, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week.
Yes, sir. Y'all take care.
Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. Guys, reminder, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, we got Brian Bitler. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, Brian showing some great numbers. Seen the top of the leaderboards over at Pick Dogs Premium right now. So let's bring him in right now. Got some baseball on the board from Brian Bitler. So we'll bring him in right now. I think we're ready to roll with Brian. Brian, what's happening?
Oh, love to be here on the drive-thru on a Friday night. Ready for some square dancing. It's been a rough last couple of days for me, but that's how it is. You win some, you lose some, but I'm ready to heat back up again.
Let's heat back up again. Here we go tonight out in the West Coast. The Mariners here to host the Houston Astros here with Seattle home favorites here, -130. Total sits here at 7.
I got to say, if I was entering premium picks right now, I would really love to get on the Seattle Mariners even bigger than I am already. Probably will add a little bit after I get off of here, but I think it's a great spot here for the Seattle Mariners Friday night. They've won 4 straight games. The only downside I can see to this game is it's the first home game off of a long 9-day road trip with no rest in between. Seattle sends their best veteran arm to the mound, Luis Castillo. The guy has been money in the bank all season long, 2-0, a 1.82 ERA, and a whip, a minuscule whip of 0.92. Got Christian Javier for the Houston Astros. He's been okay, but together with the Astros' uninspired play lately, losers of 2 straight, I just think this Seattle Mariners just too much for Houston tonight. And then you get a modest juice number here with Seattle. Mariners 5-2, last 7 games on a Friday. I'm going to take the Seattle Mariners on the money line.
All right, we got Brian here with the Mariners, the money line pick -127. Do your shopping, get the best numbers here. We're using just one book here, sharpest book in the world. So you guys do your shopping, get the best numbers. Yeah, Castillo definitely a pitcher in fantastic form. Low ERA, a low WHIP, a high strikeout rate. Of course, if this game gets to the bullpens, I think both bullpens well. In outstanding form here, and of course, over the past 10 games, both teams having some struggles there hitting right-handers, though.
Definitely hitting right-handers, but like I said, Tony, the thing that worries me the most is a lot of times teams off these long road trips, they get back and there's no rest in between. They got to go right back out there and play. It worries me sometimes taking the home team. It just, if you look at the pitching and defense, and I think Seattle just has a nice advantage here, a little bit more than the -130 juice that we're paying on this one.
You're looking at the advantage there with the Mariners here. Mariners -127 against the Astros. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, Brian, we have those 2 games from the NBA. Still 14 games on the board for Major League Baseball, 1 on the ice. So look at the results over the last 30 days, 1,337 units of profit. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I'll tell you what, I got 3 big plays tonight. My Major League Baseball is my AL Central Game of the Month. You can get that for $30 at pickdogs.com. Major League Baseball, 19-11 run, 63% over my last 30. But my big play is my NBA Titanium play. My Titanium play is 14-6-1 over the last 21. That's a 70% clip. Long term my titanium play is 155, 109, and 1. That's a 59% hit rate. So make sure you head on over to pickdogs.com. Get my best bet NBA titanium play. Just $19 gets you that guaranteed winner. Or you get the 3-pack. Square Dance and 3-pack has my NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball best bets, all for $50 at pickdogs.com.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dog Supreme. Look at the great results over the last 30 days. Also coming to winning day yesterday. Get on board that titanium wager, just $19 on the board. Remember, these one-day passes are credit guaranteed, meaning they must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Also, long-term passes. A lot of those 3-day passes are great sellers here because you get all of Brian's premium plays for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those 15-game cards, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Major League Baseball, all the NBA and NHL. Pick as a promo code to save 15% off. All right, Brian, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
I'll tell you what, Cinco de Mayo. Head out for a little bit of Cinco de Mayo square dancing tonight, baby.
Nice.
I'll catch you on Monday. You make sure you have a good weekend.
What's your shot limit?
3.
There you go. That's not too bad.
I don't want to push it too much.
You don't push it too much. There's always Uber out there. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on the show. Guys, you missed a pick. We're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We'll bring in Rod Zawacky. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. I wonder if Cinco de Mayo is popular in Canada. We're actually in the area he's in. We'll bring him in right now. Of course, he's been good to us here on the show. We'll probably we've got a baseball pick from him, but we'll also pick his brain on that hockey game as well. He's always been good to us here on the show. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much there, Tony. Is Cinco de Mayo popular in Canada? Depends. Of course, it's just an excuse to go drink. We like to party and have a good time on Friday night as well. So definitely, I'm sure there'll be some Cinco de Mayo celebrations. Not out here where I am. No big Cinco de Mayo parties out here, and the cows aren't even getting involved in anything. So no Cinco de Mayo parties out here. But in cities and bars and pubs, for sure.
I'm pretty sure that. Probably, sir. Probably some pretty good deals out there as well. All right, here we go. One of the featured game of the night, right? The playoff from last year was a very memorable series between the Dodgers and Padres here. Dodgers at the Padres here. There was a pitching change from the overnight. Musgrove has that blister on his toe, so it's Clayton Kershaw against Yu Darvish here. Dodgers minus 111, total 7.5.
Yeah, and you look at this one. Kershaw's going to get the start for the Dodgers, and he's definitely off to a good start this season, 5-1. With a 1.89 ERA this season. On the other side is Yu Darvish, and he's been up and down. He's had some good starts. He's had 3 good starts and 2 really bad starts. He had a really bad start last time, gave up 4 runs. I expect him to be out for this one. As you said, this is definitely a rematch of last year's playoff action, where you probably think the Dodgers are probably looking for a little bit of revenge here. But I think this is a spot here where the Padres start to get things turn things around and start to get rolling. I like Yu Darvish to have a good start here. It's 2-1 with a 3.5 ERA. The last time these two pitchers faced, it was a 5-3 win for the Padres, with Kershaw giving up 3 and Darvish giving up 3. So then you turn to the bullpens, and you look at the bullpen so far this season. It's been close, but you got to give a little bit of an edge to the Padres on the bullpen late in this one if it comes down to a close type game in the end. I like the Padres bullpen, but I like the way the Padres hit lefties, and that hard contact is up a little bit from Kershaw. His numbers have been great, but they've been getting the bat on the ball, and I think a bunch of these Padres could definitely get the bat on the ball, as they love to hit lefties, hitting 255 with 324 OBP this season. Padres 5-1 their last 6 at home too, and they're also 9-1 in their last 10 on Friday of games when Yu Darvish is starting. So you look at the Dodgers, and Friday has definitely not been their friend. They're winners of 6 straight, but 1-5 in those in their last 6 games on Friday. So I'm going to go with the Padres here, a little bit of plus money to continue their dominance over these Dodgers. All
right, we got Rod here on record here with these Padres here. Plus, do your line shopping, get the best numbers. Plus 100, plus 100, plus 102 here. You know, we talked about people talking about this revenge angle here with the Dodgers have lost a lot in the playoffs. They've lost to a lot of teams. So, they probably half the games they play over the course of the season is a revenge playoff loss from, maybe the last 4 or 5 years. They lose a lot in the playoffs.
They do lose a lot in the playoffs, as we've seen. We've definitely been upset in the playoffs where they have big, giant regular seasons and then they just get upset in the playoffs. Kind of like the Leafs do. It's kind of like what these Dodgers are. So I think this is a Padres team that'll definitely be up for this game, and I think they use this as a stepping stone to kick things off and get things rolling. Let's go with Juan Soto to hit a home run. I think he can crank one off of Kershaw tonight. Plus 500 actually. Soto to hit a home run as well. A little bonus prop right there.
Bonus prop here from Roddy, like he's liking on that Juan Soto to hit a home run off Kershaw, because they'll line him up here against that Kershaw team. Although, this Padres team is a team, some say it's underperformed, but they always seem to get up for the Dodgers, though. That's something I'll say.
Right, and that's what I said. I said this is a spot that they're like, oh, the Dodgers are coming to town. They'll have a little bit extra motivation to beat the Dodgers, because who doesn't have that little bit extra motivation when you play the Dodgers? So that's what I like here. I like the Padres here. I think they use this as a stepping stone to because they haven't underperformed to start the season. Definitely underperformed.
Yeah,
but they often start to turn their season around right here.
Yeah, but usually what happens is they come and have a big series against the Dodgers, then they're flat after that. That's kind of been the.
Well, yeah, I didn't say we were going to bet them right away. The following series.
Yeah, not the following series. Yeah,
the Dodgers up, and then fall in their face, and then turn things around after.
That's right. Go from Rod Zawacky. Looking here on this one here on the Padres. All right, you know what we're going to bring up here, Rod. Right, here we go. Game 2 of the series, Devils and the Hurricanes. We've got this one here, 8 Eastern time on TNT, your standalone game for tonight. Action now, Hurricanes up here. They're a very solid team, a good checking team, good hard-hitting team, a defensive team. Hurricanes minus 108, total 5.5.
Hurricanes are a very defensive team. As I said earlier this week, they hold teams down to shots. They held the Devils to 18 shots. And you hold the Devils team to 18 shots, that's definitely not going to get the job done here against this Hurricanes team that plays solid defense. They get blocked the shots. And Anderson only has to make 18 saves. It's pretty easy, clear cut and dry who's going to win the game. You look at the Devils, their last game that they won in round 1, they only had 23 shots. So this is a team that likes to shoot. So I think they increase the shots tonight. I do. I think the Devils start shooting from all over, but I don't think that's going to help them here. I still like the Carolina Hurricanes here. I think that home series is just too much. 13-4 is the home team in this series in the last 17 meetings between these two. I know we'd like to see a zigzag, but I'm going to stick with what I said in the video. Take Carolina in this one.
Carolina in this one. Of course, one thing we're noticing that's really juiced, that under 5.5 is juiced big time here.
Massive juice, right? And so I don't want to pay that kind of juice to an under where we've seen one late goal and we got to 6. So 6 is a number that I could see this under here as I don't think Carolina scores 5 goals against the Devils again here. But could the Devils throw some in? Sure. Can I see 4-2? Yeah, I can see 4-2. I'm not going to touch the total. I would lean to the under. That's why it's juiced. Just the way that Carolina plays defense, I don't think we're going to see a 5-4 game here.
All right, bonus coverage from Rod Zawacky here, as always, on the NHL. Of course, the show pick here, Padres plus 100 here against the Dodgers. This is on MLB Network tonight, by the way. They've been advertising all day. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog all day. It's been promos all day on this series. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action, showing good positive results here the last 7 days. 14 on the board from Major League Baseball, 2 NBA playoffs, 1 on the ice. What do you have going on over at Pick Dog's Premium?
And over Pick Dogs Premium, I've got my $19 NHL Sniper Play. You can scoop it up 17-8 in the last 25 of those. Or it's included in my Steak Friday package where you get 2 NBA plays I've got, as well as 2 MLB home runs. And my NHL Sniper Play is included in that Steak Friday pass. Or grab my 3-day pass and get everything I got going this weekend. Monday included, because I like to throw them in early for that way you get 3 days for the price of, or you get 4 days for the price of 3. So grab my 3-day pass. Let's have a big, massive weekend. We know who else is in action on Saturday. So.
That's right.
Play there.
That's right, guys. Got Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dog Stream. That 5-pack is up there. That 3-day pass is the way to roll. Rod will get those plays in there for Monday on Sunday. So a little bonus day there. Pick is a promo code. Save 15% off. All right, Rod. As always, great having your show. To that success, we'll catch up with you again next week. But I know you contribute with that morning show, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And, of course, the Puck Dogs video series. And I think you kind of talked a little bit about the Kentucky Derby a few shows ago.
I did with the Kentucky Derby a couple days ago. I told you about the Kentucky Derby, right? I'm still sticking with the same horse that I like, number 14. I think he wins it all. And then there's a late addition when Safi Joseph Jr. He got suspended.
Yeah.
Big trainer suspension. So his horse got pulled. So they put in some other ones in there as well. And there's a Japanese horse, Mandarin. Oh, I'm trying Mandarin, and there's a little bit of the Japanese horse that I have to pull up my notes. Put him a second. Put 14. The number 14 horse, I think, and the number 18 horse. No, he's the number 22. My bad.
Also eligible came in, right?
Yeah, he came in late. He's one of those add-in extras that they always do. So he's got nothing to lose. It's one of those horses that he came from Japan, and he's got some speed. I still think Angel of Empire is going to win this because that horse has this closing speed that I've never seen before. The last race, this horse just has this jump. It's like almost sudden, it's like time to go, and it just picks off horses left, right, and center. And that's the horse you want in the Kentucky Derby. The horse that has that closing speed and starts picking off horses left, right, and center. I love 14.
14 is what Rod's ready to roll. He's ready to roll there with that 14. You got him there here on the drive-through with the one. Give you let you guys know his Kentucky Derby horse again. All right, Rod, it's always great having your show. Success, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Yeah, definitely. Great to see you. Have good luck with your bets this weekend, Tony. And we'll see you on Monday. Everybody else, see you guys tomorrow morning when we have a big drive-through weekend show with everybody.
Indeed. That's 18 is Mandarin Hero, 20-1.
Mandarin.
That's right.
No, 22.
22.
Mandarin. 22. Mandarin. Yeah, Mandarin Hero is and I like him. Japanese horse.
There you go. Keep an eye on that one there. All right, Rod, have a great night. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-through. All right, we'll continue our coverage here. Guys, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap here at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Let's continue on. Time to welcome in Nick Menken. You'll catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. Also, catch him on the video series up here. I believe it's a Nerfy or Yerfy up there. I see from there's so many series up there, but you got to check out Nick's because he's been on absolute fire here on the site. Knows his baseball, was a collegiate athlete, played baseball in major college baseball here from major school, major conference school, I should say. I'll bring him in right now. Nick, what's happening?
Hey, Tony, happy Cinco de Mayo Day. Hope you're celebrating accordingly tonight.
I am, and I know in Arizona they celebrate it well, and where you're at, they do maybe a little too much sometimes out there. We know what goes on there in Arizona.
We'll be getting it going later tonight, that's for sure.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. All right, here we go tonight. Late night game here. Giants and the Brewers here. We see the Brewers favor on the road, minus 118, total of 8.
Yeah, let's start off with this Brewers team who's headed to San Francisco right now. Currently, they're 18-13, second in the NL Central. They'll be throwing out Corbin Burns. He has a record of 3-1 this season. He's pitched 33.2 innings so far with a ERA of 4.01 on 27 strikeouts. He's their Brewers ace this season, I should say. The Brewers are 9-7 away this season, but in their last 10 games, they are 3-7, and they are coming off a series sweep against the Colorado Rockies. This Milwaukee's Brewers team has been lacking to score runs as of late. Hasn't been good. Yelich has been struggling these past couple seasons, and it's just not looking that great as of late for the Milwaukee Brewers. Let's head into the San Francisco Giants team. They're 13-7-4, or 13-17, I should say, fourth in the NL West. They have Sean Manaea on the mound today. He's 0-1 with 18.1 innings pitched with an ERA of 7.86. I look for Sean to have a bounce-back game and to start his season off right against this struggling Brewers offense. The Giants have a home record of 7-7 currently, 500 record at home. In their last 10 games, they are 6-4, and they are on a 2-game winning streak. And I must say, the series that they just had against the Houston Astros, they took 2 out of 3. That's a really impressive a road series win right there against the powerhouse of the Houston Astros. I really like how the Giants have been hitting and producing runs as of late. They are currently fourth in the MLB in home runs with 49 home runs this season. I like the Giants on plus money at home. I'm going with the San Francisco Giants money line.
All right, we got Nick here on the Giants money line plus 107 here against the Brewers. Yeah, I'm with you there on this Giants team. I really like their previous home series. They look really good in that last. That's really what got them to 500 is that last home series they had. And of course, Kurt Burns. I don't know what you think about some of these the pitching here with Burns. He's elite strikeout, 30% guy, but we've seen the strikeouts plummet down to less than 20% right now. So he's pitching to a lot. He's pitching to higher content than we've seen in previous seasons.
Yeah, Burns is their guy. Just the question with the Brewers is, do they have the pen? And I don't think they necessarily have the pen, but they've been lacking on that run, production as of late. Yelich hasn't really stepped up at all, and they hit a wall. They started off tremendously hot to begin the season, and now they're just slowing down as of late.
Yeah, and they're having trouble hitting the left-handers. Getting back to Sean Manaea. So what are you going to do with these Mexico City games? You kind of just strike them from the guy, when you look at the pitches, because some of the way the ball flew out of there. We know Junis got pounded over there. Manaea had a rough time as well in Mexico City.
Yeah, it was a little rough start, but I mean the ball was flying there. I think the over/under was like 20.5 the last time they played in Mexico City. But the Giants are at home, so let's see if Sean could get his first win of the season. I expect him to come out and be ready, and against this struggling offense for the Brewers, I think he will compete and have a good chance to get his first win of the season today.
San Francisco has been known as pitchers rehab. They go over there and they rehab their careers, and it works for them. Giants plus 107 against the Brewers. This one have a start time 10:15 Eastern time. All right, Nick, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs. Take a look at Nick. You've been seeing top of the leaderboard since he joined Pick Dogs. Been on fire here for this year. 1,248 units of profit. Last 30 days, 1,626 units of profit from all sports combined right now. Document over at Pick Dogs Premium. And showing great results on all positive results in MLB, NBA, NHL, all three major sports in progress right now, showing great profit. What do you have going on over at the site?
I got my lock of the day, my MLB lock of the day for $20. I have that every day, guys. Go check that out. And also today I have a 3-pack. It has an NHL, an NBA, and an MLB play in that 3-pack. And also for longer term, I have my MLB season pack there at pickdogs.com. Go check it out, guys. We're going to keep taking down the books on this side.
That's right, guys. Get aboard with Nick Menken over at Pick Dogs. Great results here. You see the past 30 days showing profit in all three major sports. So get on board with Nick. He's got his MLB lock of the day up there, $20. Of course, the one-day passes are credit guaranteed. They must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That is a credit guarantee with a 3-pack. Long-term passes, the way Nick's running, you may consider the 1-month pass. So if you want to try them out, we know here on Friday the 3-day pass is a very popular seller. We got 15 game cards here for Major League Baseball Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all your NBA and NHL. So it's a great time to get on board. All right, Nick. Before I let you go here, I know I know out there and where you're at, a lot of talk about this Phoenix Suns team here against the Denver. How does the fan base there feel about the Suns' chances here in this series?
A lot of people are skeptical. I will say definitely with this Denver Nuggets team. I mean, Jokic is one of the best players, but he's going up against Kevin Durant and Booker, and they need to win this game. I think it's a must-win game for the Phoenix Suns. It gets a lot rowdy over here in Scottsdale, so there's a lot of fans skeptical and optimistic about what these playoffs are going to lead them to.
Yeah, the Suns have a long history out there. I've been out there before around playoff period, and they really get rowdy. Those bars get really crowded. You better get there early. If you're out there, if you're going to go out and watch this game in these bars, they get packed. And this huge one's out, they get packed over there.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get rolling here, Tony.
You better get rolling. That's right. You better get rolling if you want to catch this game over in the bars. All right, Nick, have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you next week. So why don't you let us catch up on what you got going? I know you got a video series now up there.
Yeah, I'm Nerfies and Yerfies. They'll be going out every day on Pick Dogs YouTube. Check that out. And also I'll be on the live show either tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not sure yet, but I'll be on there one time this weekend.
That's right. One time this week and get a pick from Nick there on the morning show. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications so when Nick's Nerfies, Yerfies drop, you get them right away and you catch them live on the weekends. All right, Nick, have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, Tony. Always a pleasure.
You got it. Nick Menken here on the drive-thru. Guys, you missed a pick. We're going to recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Time for my pick. Let's get back to my card here, and we'll get the full games and the odds up here for you. We're going to be looking here on this Red Sox and Phillies game tonight. We're going to be looking at the underdog in this one. I'll get you the information up here right now with the full odds here. We've got not the Nuggets. We're not doing NBA tonight. We're doing Major League Baseball, so let me get this corrected. But anyway, we're looking here at the game tonight here between the Phillies and the Boston Red Sox. And Red Sox will be considerable underdogs today in this game. And we'll be looking here definitely on this Boston Red Sox team here at plus 145 here against this Philadelphia Phillies team. And we'll go ahead and get my full odds up here for you. I don't know why I have the NBA up here for, but we'll flip it over here and get the MLB in there for you so you guys can see the odds here. I think we got it rolling. Here we go. We'll get the NBA odds. I don't know why I had the NBA up there for you, but anyway, we'll get it set up for you right now. Just give you a second here. Go over to MLB and let's get that Phillies game for you. It won't be too long. Here we go. Phillies and Red Sox. There we go. We got it up here. Okay, so we got the Phillies favorite here, minus 158 at total 8. We're going to be here on this Red Sox game. Red Sox bats have been really hot. And if you look at the Red Sox here on the road this year, they've been pretty impressive here. The Red Sox are averaging almost 6 runs a game against right-handed starters this season. Phillies averaging just 2 runs a game against lefties. I know Chris Sale is on the mound, but he's had his issues. But I do like the fact that he's 26% strikeout rate, 7.5% walks, 41% ground balls. So I see Sale with the right to improve here and start to improve, especially when you're striking out 26%. Your walks are manageable. I'm okay with that with Sale here. I think we're going to see some improvement based on the numbers I see here. Wheeler's been solid, ERA near 4. The strikeout's pretty high as well. But again, the Phillies bullpen is a complete mess right now, right? I mean, you saw that. You saw the problems there when they played the Dodgers. Oh my goodness, they were just like, there was nothing on those balls. The Dodgers were just hitting them pretty well. I'm a little concerned again. I've always been concerned about Phillies' middle relief, and we saw that in that Dodgers series. And we know the Red Sox are hitting right now. And as we said, 6 runs a game against right-handed starters. Phillies averaging just 2.5 runs against lefty starters. We got a Chris Sale that's still striking out 26%, managing his walk rate, ground ball rate 41%. Let's go here with the dog Red Sox plus 145. And I know I'm agreeing there with Ronald Elston because he was in there with the Red Sox as well. And yes, I was agreed with you on that play. And so there we go here with the Red Sox plus 145. This one will have a start time here, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys. Over at Pick Dog Stream, I got 4 premium plays up there. I've got a best bet for Major League Baseball up there for you for $19. Also a 3-pack with NBA and MLB bundles together in a 3-pack. So get on board with me. Remember the long-term pass is 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period select. When you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase, maybe use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. The long-term passes, right? The 3-day pass is a very popular seller here on a Friday because you get the Friday premium plays, Saturday and Sunday. That's a good value there. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We're going to the recap, but let's give you an update here on some of the scores because we do have some games that just began here. We know the final here, Cubs 4-1 get the victory here against the Marlins. The game goes under the total. Steele on the mound, pitching well. In progress, Blue Jays has pushed across 1 run here. It's 1-0 end of the first year. Blue Jays big favorites, minus 161 in this one. Total of 9. Pirates, man, it's tough stretches. They face the Rays now. They got to face the Blue Jays, so we'll see how they do in this series. And, of course, we got the Yankees and the Rays here. The Rays have pushed across a run in the bottom of the first year, 1-0 against the Yankees. Remember, Brito has had some issues this year, the rookie in there, having to pitch because of these injuries to the Yankees rotation. 1-0 Rays up on the Yankees. Red Sox and Phillies still to get started here at the top of the hour. So that's your update here on Major League Baseball. Let's get to the recap. Let's recap the games from today's show. All right, we start with Ninos. He liked the White Sox minus 102 against the Reds. Jay was on the Rangers plus 122 against the Angels. Brad 76ers Celtics over 215. Wayne was on Suns Nuggets under 224.5. Brian was on the Mariners minus 127 against the Astros. Rod says Padres plus 100 against the Dodgers. Nick was on the Giants plus 107 against the Brewers. I'll be on the Red Sox plus 145 here against the Phillies. The game I like the most. Well, I'll tell you what I like the most. I like Nick's play there on the Giants plus 107 here against the Brewers. All right, that's going to do it for this edition here of the Drive Thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow on Monday here, live here at 3 p.m. Eastern time here on Monday. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place, and they'll give out their plays for you here on Monday's show. Don't forget, it always gets started with that morning show. 10 a.m. Eastern time. It'll be for the weekend here. We got Mitch, we got Chris, we got Ron. Of course, a lot of the drive-through cappers will join in, giving out plays on that show. And of course, don't forget Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. He's got the Betting Tools show, Nerfy show as well up there. We also have the Puck Dogs video series with Rod and Chris with those NHL video picks for you. Jay's Jam Session live here at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Also does a morning drop there. Ron Romales with his baseball rundown. With Mike Davis with his prize picks, as well as his first 5 inning plays for you here on the show. And of course, don't forget about Nick's Nerfies and Yerfies that he posts on the site as well. So lots of video series. Mills again with his props. Mills and Brad here on Saturday and after the morning show with their UFC show for UFC, the pay-per-view 288. Remember, big card. If you want to watch a bit of a rundown, I did a rundown yesterday with Mills on every fight on yesterday's drive-thru. So go back and watch the replay there toward the end. About the half an hour mark, we did about a 20-minute segment, maybe longer than that. We covered all the fights scheduled here, the ESPN, ESPN Plus, and the pay-per-view fights there. So go back and watch yesterday's drive-thru for that rundown. It was a pretty good show there as well. Some folks there liking Wayne's pick up on the board. Want to give a shout to everybody there here in the chat room as well. Thanks for everyone's contributions. We saw out there with Tom, as well as we've got Nick Beat Vegas, Ramon Scott in there as well. Ronald Elston, always great to see you in the chat. Bo Dunn Sports. We had Rod Plaque Runner in there as well. So appreciate everyone's contributions. Cojanero 480, Matt D in there as well. Baha Mark in there. Nicholas Handy in there. A great contribution from everybody. Rise Above Anything in the chat. So appreciate everyone's contributions there in chat. That's going to do here for our show. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from today's show. Going to wave goodbye to